Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Vicky. I want to set up my 2026 planner today, and this is going to be a very chatty video, which is crazy since it's my very first video. But as I'm setting this up, I kind of want to give you a little bit of background just so you can maybe understand why I'm doing the things that I'm doing, why I'm setting them up in certain ways, and maybe it might help you decide on setting up your planner and what you want to do for 2026. Now, I am an older lady. I'm 55. I still work full time. That being said, the company that I work for has been sold, and come December 31st, I may not have a job with them any longer. I do work in the legal department. I am not an attorney, but I play one at work. Let's just say that. And for the longest time, and I'm going to say it was 2013, I wanted to get my real estate license, which I did have previously. I first obtained one in 1997, and I used it for a little bit. Then I steered away and went into a different career. And I had always had this thought in the back of my head that when it gets close to retirement, I'm going to go back and get my real estate license again and do real estate once I retire, where I have more time for my clients. Because when I was younger, I had little kids, and now that my kids are older, they don't need me as much as they did when they were little. So I have the time now where I can give the time to my customers. I also, in 2013, I created an LLC so that I could do estate sales. And lo and behold, life happened and I didn't get to do it. And then in 2020, I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this now. And I ended up having heart surgery instead. So I didn't get to do what I wanted to do, but it's all God's timing. So I'm fine with that. And now I am at the point where that is what I'm going to do. Today is September 1st. So starting September 1st, I'm going to be working on my website. Like I said, I already have my LLC already in place. I have everything with the IRS in place, business taxes, all of that. All of that is already set up and ready to go. I just need now to set up my website, my social media, and then also, just start marketing myself to let people know, hey, I'm here, I can do this. I'm going to start real estate school today, and hopefully by October, I can take my test, get my license, and then by November, I should have that license in hand, because I think it takes about 30 days here in Arizona. And then everything will be in place. So January 1st, I can just run out of the gate and everything will be all set up in the event that I don't have that full-time job anymore in December. If I do have that full-time job in December, everything is still going to go as planned. I will just be doing my estate sales on the weekends and evenings, and real estate also evenings and weekends, until I have enough money and enough clientele and enough things coming in where I could quit that full-time job. I don't plan on doing that, unless they let me go. But I don't plan on doing that for at least a year. But anyway, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm setting up a functional work planner that is not going to house my 9-to-5. That has to be a completely separate planner, no commingling. So I'm going to jump in. My son purchased this planner for me, this planner cover. It is an A5. He bought it for me for Mother's Day because he's like, what do you want? And I said, I really want to have one of these Moterms, but I can't afford it. And he's like, oh, they're so expensive. And I'm like, I know, that's why I don't own one. And he bought me one. He's such a nice little boy. But he's not that little. He's like almost 6'5". But it is a Moterm. It is in the white color. It matches my wallet, and I absolutely love the way that this looks and feels. It does have silver, which honestly I prefer because I'm a silver girl. And then I'm sure that you have seen Moterms out there. It comes with note paper, which I will be setting aside and using. It does have the inside flap that has a pocket, an area for a pen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to have that in here because I have so many inserts right now that I don't even know if everything's going to fit. A lot of what I have, I made myself. And then I also purchased inserts from May Paper Co. And I did the digital download because since I live in the United States, her shipping has now changed because of the tariffs. But I also decided to do digital downloads in the event that I need to have duplicates, or if I'm going to create additional planners for something, or if I mess up and there's too much whiteout or something, that will get my OCD going and I need to have a fresh page. So I did order digital downloads from May Paper Co. I ordered some from Infinite Lotus, and I think that that is it. I did buy one thing from Infinite Lotus and it came, and yeah. So let's go ahead and jump in. I do want to say I did get some tabs. I have top tabs of the plastic. I have the side tabs. I also have dated tabs. I added the calendar dates myself to these. I have not put anything on these yet because I want to set up the planner first before I give each one a name. I purchased these from Amazon. All of these were from Amazon. And then I do have some things from Cloth and Paper because the 2025 planner that I have right now, I purchased from Cloth and Paper. I use that for my budget planner, but, okay, I have to edit that out. Okay, and then I have some sticky notes from Mr. Pin, some decor that I created. This is from Infinite Lotus. I'll show you guys this stuff in more detail, but I do have some stickers that I bought from Cloth and Paper that I wanted to show you. So this will be towards the end, but let's just go ahead and get started. And I had so many categories that I had to put each category on a little sticky note that I can move, you know, so if I'm just like, oh, I don't like it there, I need to have it over here. And I did this so much. I have been working on this planner setup, I'm gonna say for at least a good week, because I just want to have it absolutely perfect and make sense. But since it is in a since it is in a 6-ring binder, obviously I can move categories back and forth if I don't like the way that it is set up, or if it's not really working functionally for me. So this was a really good idea for me. If you want me to go over this in more detail, just comment down below and let me know, and I can. I did have that I wanted a fluted dashboard. I found one on Etsy, and with shipping it was $20. But they're so thick and I have so much stuff to put in here that I don't think that I can fit a fluted dashboard in my planner. So I just won't have one for a while, and that is okay. So going in straight away, I created this, it's kind of like a very thick vellum, which I purchased in a very large sheet over at Michael's, and that was in like the teacher aisle. And I just cut it down because I wanted to have like a protection over my dashboard when I first put it in here. So I cut this down, added a piece of washi, and then put the holes in it. And I just did that just to reinforce it since it's going to be moving a lot. That is going to be the first thing that I'm putting in. Take that back. The first thing I'm going to put in is this dashboard from Cloth and Paper. And it is one of those that holds business cards or your credit cards, pictures, whatever that you would like to have. And it is top loading. I do want to have this at the very front of my planner. And I will fill up those 4 categories after, but I do want to have that in the front. My protective sheet is going to go next. And then I have some photos, and I also have some quotes that I made. So I'm going to go ahead and show you my quotes. I have this one, which is "I dwell in possibility." That is a quote by Emily Dickinson. And I thought that that was a fantastic quote and inspiration for me for 2026, because everything is open to me. I have no limits. It's just whatever I say is my limit, and the sky is the limit for me. So this I thought was absolutely perfect for this planner. I have a Bible verse: "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and he will establish your plans." That's Proverbs 16:3. That one I thought was also very fitting. I have this photo that I just printed on vellum, and it's just an office, and I thought that that was fitting for my real estate and estate sale business. She believed she could, so she did. I have a photo for fall. Since we are now in autumn, well, the calendar says we're in autumn. The weather says we are in the dead of summer. It's still over 100 every single day here, and it is awful. But I thought that this one was very fitting for the fall. And then also, since it's a bridge leading just out into like everything, it's just like, just follow the path. And yeah, I just really liked that one. Oh, here's one. This is a quote by Spock from Star Trek. For any of you that may not know, this is: "After a time, you may find that having is not so pleasing a thing after all as wanting. It is not logical, but it is often true." And I'm going to use that dashboard for the front of my estate sales, because I just think that it just fit for me and for my humor. And yeah, so that one is for that. I have this one: "Take delight in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." And that is Psalm 37:4. And then lastly, I have, "And my God will meet all of your needs according to the riches of his glory in Christ Jesus," which is Philippians 4:19. And I have that with this photo that's also on vellum of money. This is going to be for my finances. And my finances are going to be very minimal in this planner, because I do have a budget finance planner that, is for like everything, my day-to-day. But this, I wanted to have something where I could keep like the finances for the business separate from my money, if that makes sense. So I have those. And then for photos, I have this one here, which is fall, and some kind of hot drink. And there's a book in the back, and I am the most avid reader. You'll learn that about me if you subscribe to the channel and follow along. I probably read anywhere from 18 to 21 books a month. mostly thrillers, but I do something that's called grams, and that's where I pick a book each month. So I have at least 5 that are in different genres, and I'll go over that in a probably in my next video when I select my September TBRs. But I just thought that this was perfect and fitting for autumn. This one is for my estate sales, this dashboard here, because it just looks like something that needs to be gone through and pilfered in and sold. I love this. This is so me. And then I have a dashboard for my real estate area. And this actually is Emily Dickinson's house, which is now a museum. But I just thought that this is so pretty that, you know, because it's vintage, it's old, it did belong to somebody who I like. So that's why I chose that. So let's go ahead and start building this because I know I've chatted so much already. The first area inside here, I am going to do, I dwell in possibility. So that is the very first dashboard that I see when I come in. And this particular photo, just so I see something for the season. And then I am going to create an inbox. And where are my, here they are. So I am going to use the side tabs for this. And the inbox is going to be an area that is going to be what needs my most attention immediately, if not sooner, what needs to get done today, or what needs to be moved from this sticky note or this notepad or whatever I wrote on and put into another place in my planner. So the inbox is going to be like the top one here. So inbox. And after I have these, I will go in and I will label them. Okay, so we have the inbox, and I do have inbox inserts. And this is one that I have downloaded. This one was, who did I get it from? It looks like it might be May Paper Co. Oh my gosh, I'm so blind I can't even see what it says. Yeah, I'm not really sure who made this one. Or is it Infinite Lotus? I think it's May Paper Co. Most of the things that I got were from her. So inbox is going to go first. And then I do have this 2025 year at a glance that, and all of the holidays, and I am going to put that in my planner, even though this is for 2026, because I will be dipping in here a little bit in 2025, and it's just nice to have. Okay. So the next area I'm going to have is going to be my agenda, and that is going to house my calendars. So I am going to put the 2025 in here, and when 2026 comes, I will be adding the 2026 here as well. And actually, I bought this from Infinite Lotus, and this is the quarterlies. And it does come with a 2026, but I believe on the back of it is one of my quarterlies, so I can't separate it. Yeah, so see, this has to stick together, so that's fine. And Infinite Lotus, their paper is so silky and so luxurious that I found out what kind of paper they print on. So I bought a ream of that. It's coming on Wednesday. It should be delivered. And I'm going to print as much as I can of my planner on that same paper because this just feels glorious. Oh my goodness. Okay, So for calendar, I do have these dated tabs, which I'm going to put in. And I may only do half the year because there's not a lot of room in here. And also, I only printed half of the year. I have January 1st through July 31st, front and back. And I did do the dailies. And I'm going to print the rest of these later because I don't need them now until August. And I don't have room for them anyway. So I do want to go ahead and put these in. I'm going to do January 1st. And on January, I want to use one of my top tabs as a today marker. And once I am 100% sure that this is the tab I'm going to use for today, I'm going to cut it so I can just pop it in and out this way, like you would do a disc planner. So I'm not opening up my rings a lot, because opening and closing the rings is what wears these out. And I want this to stay as pristine as possible. Okay, so here's my dated calendars. And I did get this as a download from May Paper Co. I just had the paper. I bought the paper already cut down to this size and already punched, and it came in here. That's why I saved it in there. I am going to save this though for the second half of the year. Okay, so I did decide to do dailies so that I have a schedule. So if I have any meetings for estate sales, or if I have to meet with somebody who's going to do an appraisal for me for something, or if I have buyers that I'm working with, then I can have those scheduled. I also can, I pick up one of my grandkids from school, so I know that on the weekdays that I have to block out the times that I pick him up and drop him off. I have an area for my priorities for that particular day, anything that I need to do for that day, and then notes. I'm not going to have a to-do for the whole week. It'll just be for whatever that day is. And I absolutely love having all of this space. In the past, I've worked in like 11 planners at one time. Yes, it's ridiculous. I was 100% on Happy Planner from like 2018 until maybe about 2021. And then it's just, Happy Planner's not for me anymore. I mean, I still like them, and I still like the functionality of a disc planner system. I'm just not too hip on Happy Planner right now. So I've gone away from having multiple planners and trying to just do one planner. And then, so with that being said, if you're familiar with Happy Planner, they just had like little boxes, and or you could have 30 boxes throughout the day. That was never enough room for me. So I'm hoping that this layout is going to be perfect for that for me. Okay, so I am gonna go to January. Okay, and I do have the cutoffs. Each one has a note page on the back so that I have easy separation of the months. And I am going to go ahead and get these all done. I may only do the first 3 months in here because I don't, now you know what, now look, I'm a liar, but it is separated. So I think it was just the ones that didn't have separation, because I wanted to make sure that my months were separate. And if something turns out where they're not going to be that way, then I'll just reprint them. But I think that I was very mindful when I was printing. This is just 3 months already. I don't think I'm going to be able to do anymore. However, that being said, I do think that I either want to have these in here so I could do sticky notes for like, oh, remember to do this in May, remember to do that in February, unless I have a future page. I think since I'm low on space, I'm going to do a future page. So I'm going to take one of these and I am going to do future. Do I want it facing that way or do I want it facing this way? I'll do it at the top for agenda. That just makes more sense for me at this current moment in time. Okay, so now next, I need my next one. And this is going to be for social media. I am going to have to do a lot of marketing for my estate sale business, for my real estate, and I just need to make sure that every day I'm posting. So doing the YouTube, doing Instagram, doing TikTok, anything that I possibly can. Oh, and then also it'll be on, I'm doing some things on LinkedIn as well, but I just want to make sure that every single day I am doing something on social media just to let people know, hey, I'm here, I can help you. And yeah, so this for 2025 I got from Cloth and Paper, and this is going to be like a social media calendar. And what I'm thinking is each day I can say, what is it that I want to do? Whether it be post some furniture that I have for sale at an estate sale, or promote the business so I can get more people in to hire me to do their estate sales. It could be that I want to do a video of a walkthrough of a house that's for sale, or something of that nature. So I would write down, what do I want to do and where do I want to post it? Did I post it? Yes, I can do a check mark. And then, you know, like maybe I could do, how many views did it get? Because I'm going to really pay attention to viewage, just so I know, oh, did I use the right tags? Did I post it at the right time? How was the engagement? Because I want to see how things are, which ones get, I guess, more views and more engagement depending on the time or the topic, etc. So there's each day has a block because I want to make certain that I am posting every single day, at least something. And so I have Cloth and Paper for 2025. And then for 2026, I used May Paper Co. And theirs is just more lines here. So, because what I thought when I got this one from May Paper Co. is I could have one line for YouTube, one for Instagram, one for TikTok, and then one for other, whether it's my website or another person's website. Because like for estate sales, you post those on estate sale websites, you know, saying, oh, we're going to have an estate sale here, or Facebook or something like that. And I'm not on Facebook, so I'm going to have to join Facebook, but Facebook Marketplace I think would be really good for one of these. So that is what is happening here. And yeah, so this is so full already. Okay, then next I want to have one for estate sales. And my estate sales is going to be something that I am more in, I don't want to say interested in, but I want to put more effort into doing an estate sale and getting estate sale business than I do for real estate. Reason being is, if I get an estate sale, or even if it's going to be, should I call it liquidation? Because some people might use it if they're becoming empty nesters and they want to downgrade, or if they have to move from Arizona to, like, let's say Texas or something. Because when I think estate sale, it's like, oh, somebody has to lose their life for me to do that. And then that just sounds so negative and so sad. But anyway, so a liquidation sale, I want to, and I also do business liquidations as well. So I want to have that as like my top priority, because let's say it is an estate sale. Someone passed away. I need to sell all of their things. Then I want to be able to say, hey, I can sell your house too. And then so from one customer, now I have two jobs. I have the estate sale and selling their house. So that's why I want to do estate first. I have this for my estate sales, and I think that what do I want to do that, oh, this one is for the estate sale. I remember, because it's like you have all of this stuff and now you found out that it wasn't so great to have it. So that's the one I'm going to use. So that quote, that photo, and then I do have these little packets that I made. I created them using different planner papers from Infinite Lotus and from Made Paper Co. I have the contacts, so this will be the person or persons who contacted me, who's in charge of the estate, of what is their name, how can I get in contact with them, who's the main contact, who's second, is there anybody else that I need to talk to, such as if there is an HOA that manages that particular home. Are there certain rules that I need to follow? Am I allowed to have an estate sale there? If so, what are their hours? What's the rules for putting up signs? So I would have the HOA here. Is there a landscaper? Is there the trash still being picked up? So in case that when I'm going through the estate, if I need to throw anything away, I can call the trash company and say, oh, we do have trash this time. Or if the trash has already been canceled, then I know I need to have it hauled away. If there's a landscaper, could I have them come over and maybe tidy up the yard before the house is put up for sale? So that's what the contacts is for. And then for the estate sale, I have the information here of when do we want to start it? How much do they think that they want to get out of the estate sale? What's the budget for it? And then I also have a line here for how much is it going to cost me to do this estate sale? Am I going, for marketing, for any things that I'm giving away at the estate sale, or any items I need? And then what's the property address? Any kind of brainstorming ideas, and then what do I need to do in order to get this sale going, with a due date and then a check-off box. And then here's the property. And what I thought about this is I could sketch out what does the property look like as far as where's the rooms. So then I can come home and I can brainstorm setting up where the different furniture is going to be. Where is my, I want to call it like a cash and wrapping station. Where is that going to be during the sale? And then this is just the estate sale plan of what am I going to do. And it has what the day is, what are my top priorities, here's my schedule, and what do I need to do to make this happen. Here's the property budget. And then also more of the property budget. And this is going to be really, what is the inventory in the house and how much do I think I can sell it for versus how much did I sell it for. And then, and that is going to be for day 1. I have day 2 for the plan, day 3, And it's for a whole week because it does take pretty much a week to get set up for an estate plan, because you have to go in and inventory all of the property, clean it up, stage it, price it, and then you generally have 3 days of the actual sale where people will come in and purchase. I do my launch day on Fridays, and then Saturdays is whatever most of the people will come on Saturdays. And then on Sundays, it's like, okay, it's half off. Come get whatever you can. I don't argue with prices at that point because I would rather have somebody take a piece of property, an item, and love it rather than me having to go donate it someplace. And I don't use Goodwill because I think that they overcharge horribly. I use more localized individual thrift stores because they price it better, and they're just, in my opinion, just friendlier. And then I have, what did I spend for this estate sale? Because I do have my marketing. I give away bags, like reusable tote bags, so people can return to a future estate sale. They already have their bag. I like to bubble wrap the knickknacks and so, and then if I have to rent a truck to take anything to a storage unit or for donations, that's there. And then we start all over again. And I have 5 of these already created and set up. And what I would like to do is, ideally, I'd like to have one estate sale each week. Oh, I'm already getting too full. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Okay, then my next area is going to be real estate, and that's going to go here. And for real estate, it's going to be buyers and sellers. And I do want to have a buyer tab down below, and then also a seller tab down below. And this is going to be more of not so much paperwork because everything is computerized these days, but it's going to be more of like notes that I need to keep for my clients. So, Mr. and Mrs. Smith needs to have a doggy door in their house. They refuse HOAs. They want to stay in a certain school district. Just different notes that I need to recall that when I'm looking for properties for them. So I want to have that one for a buyer. And then for my sellers, if there's anything in particular that my seller says that I need to keep in mind, or any notes for those properties. Okay, and I forgot. I want to use this photo for that. And I am going to use this cover because if it's God's will for me to sell a house and get clients, then so be it. Okay. Oh my gosh. I knew that my planner was going to be full, but I didn't realize that it was going to be this full. And this doesn't even have my paperwork for my real estate stuff. Oh my goodness. All right. But now I want to have an area for my quarterly goals, and that one is going to be this one. Commit to the Lord whatever you do and your plans will succeed. That is going to be my quarterly goals. So this, and I want to do this one. And then I'm going to put in my quarterly goals. And I think what I'm going to have to do is just put this in on this side. So I'm going to do it opposite. All right, and then I need to have an area, let's see, for my finances. And my finances are going to be take delight in the Lord, and He will give you the desires of your heart. I'm going to have some money there. This dashboard, my monthly budget, and that's going to go there. And then I want one for lists and notes, which will be this here, and this is going to go, I guess it can be top. And I will do She Believed She Could, so she did, with the fall photo. And I need to have lists and notes. And I'm gonna, in here, I'm gonna have different contact lists. I am going to have list for like my website passwords, but ones that aren't confidential, I guess. And then also lists of things like when I order my reusable tote bags, where do I order them from? What is the SKU number? You know, so I have those readily available. If I order business cards, where did I get them from? You know, so I can just keep getting the same ones. Okay, so I want to put these in, but backwards, since I've run out of room, and I hope that this closes. But I knew that this was going to be a lot of stuff in here because there's a lot that I want to do, that I want to have access to, and at this moment in time, I feel like I need all of this. I may find that once the year starts and I start doing business, maybe that I don't need it. And if I don't, then that's going to be fantastic. I can take it out. But starting out, this is what I think I need. And I might need to take out some of my half a year of the social media, because I really don't need to have that much in there. I could just do it quarterly, and then that will open up room for me to put my real estate notes and paperwork in. I think that that's what I'm going to do, because can I even close this? Oh my goodness. Okay, I can close it, but is this ridiculous? It fits. It's all fine. So, but I didn't put in this leaf. Do I need this leaf? Oh my goodness. And I didn't put in my notes. Because this here, I could take out, for right now, I can take out 2026s and just have 2025. And then I can, after 2025 is done, then I can add this back in, because I'll take out 2025. So how about we do that to give me a little bit more room? And I think that that will help some, because I also don't want to have so much in my planner where it ruins my rings. Okay, so I have that for later. And then this is April through July, which I will add in later. And then these I will add in later. Because honestly, I really would like to have these in here. Just so I can, you know what, I think I will. They will fit, and then that way, if I do have something that's coming up in the future, I can just write it on a sticky note, attach it to this, and then we'll be all fine. Because I just like that idea better. Okay. She's thick, isn't she? It's like, whoa. But she feels beautiful. She feels heavy. I do like it. I do like it a lot. And I am going to, I got this pen from work. It's one of those Cartier. It's very heavy. Full knowing that I got it from work, it's probably fake. But I like the way it writes. I like the way it looks. It's silver. It matches. So I do want to add that in here. If it fits. It does. That looks nice. And then lastly, I want to add some decor, but not a whole lot. Let's see. I do have this paper clip that I made. Since it's silver, it will match, and I can go with that. Okay, so I have these little cards. It says, enjoy the little things. This is from Infinite Lotus, a September calendar card, and a thank you. I do want to get some of these for 2026, but I think I'll make them myself because I either want them in sage green or pink. But for the time being, I might put it in here, quite possibly. I do have my business bank card that I am going to put in here, but I'll do that later on. The dot stickers I do want to carry with me because I am going to be using these. Is that all I got? Was just one in this whole package? That seems a little ridiculous. Okay, I was going to say that seems like super ridiculous that they sent that big thick package. And then so there's dots, and then we have this shape here, which is the hexagon, squares, tape, corners, and drop. And these are all in the quartz. I'm going to go ahead and put those in here because I will be using these. This was a freebie. That's ugly. What does it have on the back? Yeah, I'm not using that. And these are hideous. Avocado. I will not be using these, so I'll probably be giving these away or letting my grandkids play with those. And then I also have this one, which is Eclipse, and I don't know what is on that. What in the world? But I will put these in here because I will use those. I guess I'll put them back in here to keep them a little bit clean and safe, even though something's on it already, which is weird. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that here. I made some little icons that say open house. So I am going to go ahead and put those here. And I'm going to make some that say estate sale, and so that I'll have those available to use. And then I have these other stickers, which are the in linen, and they are the spotlight stickers. And I think that these are pretty. So I have large, medium, and then the small ones. And these I think that I will put also in here, just so I have easy access to them. I have some transparent sticky notes that I want to have, and I will put those here. Oh, my paper clip. And then I just did some fall photos that I thought might have looked pretty popping out over here, but now that I see them, I cut them too small, and maybe I didn't cut them too small. But I'm just going to have to think about what I want to do for decor, because I mean, I don't need a whole lot, but I would like to have something, you know, some kind of pretty decor in here. And these I'm just going to set in here for the time being until I have something better to put in here. But that is my setup so far for 2026. And hopefully this is going to work out really super well. And let me see if I can put that in here where it says enjoy the little things, because I want to be able to see it. But hopefully this works out and it's not too heavy, it's not too thick, that everything is really great. And yeah, so I want to thank you for joining me today. I really appreciate it. I hope that this has been helpful for you, with you thinking about how are you going to set up your 2026 planner. And maybe yours won't be as thick as my lady here, but she's a beauty. She really is. And I feel very confident that it is going to help me stay organized and productive, and just, you know, help me bring in the customers, and that's what I need. So thank you very much, and I will be back. If you like this video and you want to know more about how I'm going to be planning, how I'm going to be running my business, watching estate sales, book reviews, and what else do I do? And I do journaling, Bible studies, kind of like a whole bunch of everything. But if you want to join me for that, please hit that subscribe button. I would love to have you. And I will be back again tomorrow with another video. Until then, take care.